Today is a special day for me. It's Croatian National Independence Day, 1991. I remember where I was. I was at my parents' house, and they were celebrating, even though my father is half Serbian, and it was just a big day for the country, and this is their birthday. And not only is it their birthday, it's a couple famous people. So what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate with something that I've been meaning to do my whole life, and that's make proper cevaps. The two people we're honoring today, one is, his name is Anthony Bourdain, and he did 6 or 7 episodes that I watched in Croatia reviewing the food, but he never did cevaps. And I want to do this in his memory and my father's. My father escaped in 1956 from the Žumberak Mountains. My mother was his pen pal. She was born in Split. They were pen pals. They had a magazine called Sirena or Irena, one of the ones, and my dad looked like a movie star, which, by the way, was Elvis. And Elvis's last concert was June 25th, 1976. But anyway, my dad liked my mother's handwriting, and he brought her over in search of a better life. And I used to go back to, Yugoslavia, I called it, former motherland, every year for 3.5 months. It's funny because when I would come back to Canada, I couldn't speak a word of English. The cevaps were done this way. I remember my father wouldn't make them the Bosnian way, which is a long funnel. My father would make them different. They were done by hand. And I remember lots of onions and on the barbecue, or whatever, the charcoal, and it would just give off this beautiful flavor. So what I did was I marinated these last night, and I've never done them. He used to make them debeli, which means chubby, not skinny. So I'm gonna try. I don't know how to cook. I'm gonna try. There's a bunch of stuff in here, all the spices, some vegeta. This is how we used to make them. We would just roll them. This was my favorite food by far growing up. My father would say, "Hoćeš ukus," you want a little taste. So what he would do, he would make them, and he would sit there. He would actually have a knife and cut them, and then he would put on the end of his knife, mali nož, and he would give me a taste. And this one is malo deblja, which means a little fatter. So I'm just gonna try to do my best. Again, next time I will make them smaller, but my dad would always say, lots of spices, puno ukus. And I'm gonna cool them down a bit of lemon. You want this? Come on up. Don't you go there. Up. We always let the other party eat first, so Girly goes first. This is to you, Anthony Bourdain. Rest in peace. Great memories. Great work you did. And it's a beautiful way to commemorate you. This is something I've been meaning to do for my whole life, and I've never made them, and I've never had a bite, so I'll shut up and... Oh. Beautiful. Sjedi I šuti. You know what that means? My father would always say to me, Sjedi I šuti, which means sit down and shut up, and be grateful for what we have on our plates.